Sometimes it takes someone else to help us see the truth we've been blind to. In the moments I felt lost and uncertain, they opened my eyes to the reality that I was settling for someone who didn't value me the way I deserved. It's painful to face the truth, but in hindsight, it's a lesson I needed to learn to set myself free. It's incredible how a single conversation can completely shift your perspective. They helped me realize that staying in a relationship that wasn't serving me was more damaging than walking away. Now, all I feel is a bittersweet relief and a renewed sense of purpose in my own life. The love I thought was everything turned out to be a cage, and I didn't even realize I was trapped. They helped me see how much more I had to offer myself and the world. Now I stand in the space of healing, remembering the love I've always deserved. I never imagined that someone else would make me question my relationship, but in a moment of clarity, they showed me that I was losing myself, and in the process, I was losing the chance to truly love. Now I stand on the edge of a new beginning, uncertain but free. It's only after the pain fades that we realize the truth. Love isn't supposed to feel like a burden. They helped me uncover the lies I told myself, the excuses I made, and the hope I clung to. Now, all that remains is the quiet space where I can finally breathe. I once thought I couldn't live without him, her, but now I see how far I've come since they made me question everything. They didn't mean to be my savior, but in a way, they woke me up to the reality I was afraid to face. And for that, I'll always be thankful. The moment I realized I was making a mistake by staying was the moment I truly started to find myself. They made me see that I didn't have to sacrifice my own happiness for someone else's comfort. Now, I'm slowly but surely reclaiming the joy I thought I lost. They didn't just help me recognize that I was settling, they made me realize that the only thing holding me back from the life I deserve was fear. Fear of being alone, fear of failure, and fear of change. But now, with the clarity they've given me, I'm ready to embrace the unknown. It's strange how love can sometimes blind us to the truth. I was so caught up in the idea of him/her that I didn't see how it was draining me. They made me realize that I was worth more than empty promises and unfulfilled dreams. Now I can finally hear my own voice again. You know something is wrong when someone else's words make you see your own situation in a completely new light. They didn't point fingers or judge, but simply helped me realize that staying where I was doing more harm than good. Now, I carry a sense of peace that I didn't have before. They made me realize that sometimes we hold on to people because we fear the unknown. But what's scarier is staying in something that's not right. I'm learning that the more I let go, the more I make room for the life I've always dreamed of. It's amazing how sometimes the hardest lessons come from the most unexpected places. Their words struck a chord with me, and suddenly I could see all the signs I had ignored. The truth was hard to swallow, but now I'm grateful for it. It's helped me set myself free. When you're in a toxic relationship, you lose sight of your own worth. But when they pointed it out, it was like waking up from a long, painful dream. Now, I realize that love should lift you up, not drag you down. And I'm finally learning how to soar again. They didn't tell me what to do. They just gave me the courage to see things as they were. I've spent so much time trying to fix something that wasn't meant to be fixed. But now I can finally let go, and the weight feels so much lighter. It's crazy how sometimes you need someone else's insight to make you realize what's been right in front of you all along. They made me question the very foundation of my relationship and opened my eyes to the fact that I was settling for less than I deserved. The truth can be a hard pill to swallow, but when they spoke those words to me, it was like a veil lifted from my eyes. I now see that I've been holding on to someone who never truly valued me. And though it hurts, I know it's the right decision to move on. It's difficult to let go of something you thought was meant to last forever, but they helped me see that the person I was holding on to wasn't the one I was meant to be with. The clarity they brought into my life gave me the strength to finally choose myself. I didn't realize how much I was compromising myself until they made me look at my relationship from a different perspective. It's painful to admit I was making a mistake, but now I see that I was sacrificing my own happiness for someone else's. Their words didn't just resonate with me, they struck a chord deep within my soul. I was clinging to something that wasn't right, but in that moment, I understood that letting go was the only way forward, and with that understanding, my healing began. I was so afraid of being alone that I stayed in a relationship that made me feel empty, but they showed me that I deserve more, that I have the strength to be happy on my own. Now, every day feels like a step closer to reclaiming the happiness I thought I lost. There was a time when I believed that love meant sacrifice, but they helped me understand that love should never ask us to lose ourselves. Now, as I reflect on what was, I feel a deep sense of relief, knowing that I'm choosing a life of self-respect. I was living in the shadows of someone else's needs, but they made me realize that my own needs matter too. Their insight opened my eyes to the reality that my happiness wasn't something I could trade away for someone who couldn't meet me halfway. It wasn't easy hearing the truth, but when they made me see that I was sacrificing my own peace, I couldn't ignore it any longer. Now I feel a sense of liberation, knowing that I'm finally putting myself first. I once thought that love could fix everything, but they made me realize that sometimes love isn't enough. The realization came with pain, but it was also the turning point where I found my own strength to walk away from a relationship that wasn't right for me. They didn't tell me what to do. They simply made me question if what I had was truly worth holding on to. And now, with a heart that's healing, I realize that I was holding on to someone who wasn't holding on to me. The truth is both painful and freeing. In the moments when I felt the most lost, their words brought me clarity. They helped me understand that I wasn't making a mistake by walking away. I was making the most loving choice I could for myself. And in that decision, I began to heal. I used to believe that love was about sacrifice, about giving everything, but they helped me see that love is about mutual respect and balance. Now I realize that what I was holding on to wasn't love, it was fear, and I'm finally learning to let go. Their insight was the key that unlocked the door to my own happiness. By simply showing me how much I was settling, they helped me realize that I had been limiting myself by staying in a relationship that wasn't nurturing my soul. The moment they made me see the truth, everything changed. I was no longer blind to the fact that I was holding on to something that was never meant to last. Now I feel empowered, knowing that the hardest part is behind me and the best is yet to come. They helped me recognize that love shouldn't feel like a constant struggle. It shouldn't drain you or make you doubt yourself. I was making a mistake by staying, but now every day feels like a step toward rediscovering the happiness I forgot was possible. At first, I couldn't see the signs. I was so deep in the relationship that I couldn't recognize the toxic patterns, but they made me see it, and suddenly it all made sense. I was making a mistake by staying, and now I feel like I'm reclaiming the pieces of myself I lost. Love should never make you feel small or unimportant. They helped me realize that by staying in a relationship that didn't honor my worth, I was making a mistake. And now, as I heal, I am learning to value myself again with every passing day. It was painful to admit, but they made me realize that I had been prioritizing someone else's happiness at the expense of my own. Now I'm taking back control, slowly but surely, and I'm learning how to love myself in a way I've never done before. In the end, it wasn't just their words that changed everything. It was the clarity they brought. They helped me see that I wasn't stuck. I was simply afraid to let go. Now, with newfound courage, I'm moving forward, knowing that the best version of myself awaits. When they made me see that I was making a mistake by staying, I didn't understand it at first. But now, as I reflect on those words, I realize that it was the wake up call I needed. I wasn't just letting go of a person, I was letting go of the fear that kept me trapped.